All right, welcome back to Fusion, part two of learning the environment and that for the first time and getting used to some real basic stuff. So we left off with, here's our test piece, it's version one. We haven't gone any further, so I'm just gonna get rid of the data panel here and hide it. Okay, down at the bottom in our timeline, we have a sketch that we've done. We have the cherry outside piece, that's a component, and then we've extruded it. That's the rules there. Over here, we have the component called cherry. Sketches, there's one sketch in there, that was the original sketch. Okay, so let's say we want to edit this now and make it wider. Well, first off, we can just come down to Sketch, double click here in the browser. I can basically just change this number and say, well, really, I want it at 2.5. Right? We hit 2.5, we hit Finish Sketch, and automatically it changes the width of the board, and we're done. Okay, at any time we want to change the texture, we can just come up to Modify or press the letter A, right? Come down, go Appearance, and we can come into here, scroll down, and go, geez, I really wanted it pine, and I can drag it out and there's pine. Okay. Now you'll notice that there's a box underneath here, kind of a three-dimensional bit. That's because in the sketch, the hide button's turned on. So I'm going to turn it off and hide it, and see you can see now that the sketch is gone. All right. So we've edited it. Now let's say we want to draw another piece. Now here's the trick. If we copy paste, what happens is we copy the object, paste it. They're relative to each other, and if you do something to one, the other one it automatically happens. We don't want to do this for this time. What we're going to do is create another component, okay, a whole separate piece of wood. So we're going to go back to create sketch. Okay, we're going to take this top view, click on it. We're just going to ignore that this one's here. Now, if this is bothering you, you can just turn it off, right, and basically hide it, right? But we're just going to make a box. I'm just going to make a generic box here, right? Put it there, and this time you might have to do it from create, and you're going to find dimension. Okay, so sketch dimensions right at the bottom. Okay, and now I'm going to click on this one. Oh, sorry, wrong one I'm doing. Click on this one. Hang on, back to, again, create, go back to sketch dimension. There it is there, and I want this one to be 12, same length as the other one. Okay, and then over here, I'm going to hit enter. And over here, you can see how it highlights a bit blue. I want this one to be 1 inch. Okay, hit enter, and there's my different sketch. Okay, so I'm going to hit finish sketch. Now you see I don't see it. That's because the sketch right here, I've hidden it. So I'm going to show it. There's my sketches. So I have a sketch here and a sketch here now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to extrude it. So once again, click on this. From the last tutorial, this is 0.75 of an extrusion. Okay, and over here, once again, operation, what are we doing? We are doing a new component. Okay, so we have a new component. We click on OK. And finally, we want a different color to that. So I'm going to press the letter A this time for appearance. Okay, and it's going to show up right here. And I'm going to scroll down. And I'm going to say this one's walnut. Let's see, is there a walnut in here? I'm pretty sure there's a walnut. There's a walnut. And we're just going to pull it on there. Okay, and I'm going to hide this one. And there we go. So now we have our light piece, okay, and our short piece, right? And over here, I've got my different components. So this one here, I can click on, right mouse click, okay, or right mouse click. Apparently it doesn't want to right mouse click right now. So we'll just kind of click somewhere. I'll hit escape. That's why. Oh, I was still in appearance. Okay, I'm going to right mouse click, and I'm going to go rename, and I call this one walnut. Okay, that way it's easy to find in the timeline. Because eventually you could have 40 or 50 pieces here. So how else do you find stuff unless you've labeled it right, right? So get used to always kind of naming things, cherry, walnut, things like that. Okay, so that's the basics of kind of creating a new component and doing some simple modifications, right? And we're going to stop here. We're going to go back to the data panel. And once again, you do need to save this. So when I hit save up here, okay, you're going to see, I'm just ignore the description. I don't need to put a version description. You're going to see right here, okay, there's a V1, okay, but when it's done, whoops, you got to wait for it to done. Now there's V2. So I can always go back to version 1 if I want to, and go back to that and revert back. But for now, we know it's version 2, and S is me. I have the latest one to work on it, which sometimes when you're working with a group of kids or people, it'll be a different person's worked on the file last. All right, so this concludes the second tutorial on the basics of Fusion.